The Hamas-Israel war continues to escalate, and Hezbollah in Lebanon and Syria have successively joined in attacking Israel. The war has spread to surrounding Arab countries. U.S. troops stationed in the Middle East have been attacked many times recently. When Putin attended the Third Belt and Road Forum in Beijing, he had a secret discussion with Xi Jinping for nearly 2 hours, which may have led to Iran and other countries joining the war. Israel's strategy minister said Iran is working hard to bring more terrorist groups into this war. The situation in the Middle East is bound to become more complex and serious. Zheng Qinmo, director of the Department of Diplomacy and International Relations at Tamkang University in Taiwan, said that relatively weak Hamas dares to challenge Israel, and there are various signs that there is support from China behind it. Hamas said that in addition to Iran, a mysterious country is supporting them. Russia, China, North Korea, probably all of them. This conflict involves a game of major powers, and the Middle East is becoming a flashpoint for confrontation in the international system. The world structure may create new chaos and changes from now on, and it may also give birth to a new international order. Zheng Qinmo said that the Chinese government is the real mastermind behind Hamas. The reason is that on February 14th this year, Iranian President Ebrahim Raisi visited China and met Xi Jinping. In June, Xi met Palestinian President Abbas. On the morning of August 24, Xi and the president of Iran held talks at the BRICS summit in South Africa. They couldn't refrain from discussing the issue of Israel. In addition, after the Hamas-Israel war broke out, China not only did not condemn Hamas, but instead said that the root cause of the conflict was injustice to Palestine, and that Israel went beyond self-defense. The most critical thing is the weapons used by Hamas have been retrieved with information made by China. Zheng said from many signs the CCP is deeply involved in the affairs of the Middle East. Wherever the CCP intervenes, conflicts or disputes will occur, which is basically without exception. China's rhetoric about being unfair to Palestine and Israel going beyond self-defense are actually secretly aiding Hamas and undermining the Middle East peace process. The U.S. has been working hard to promote the peace process in the Middle East. For example, it has supported the normalization of relations between Israel and Saudi Arabia, and the re-establishment of diplomatic relations between the nations. Saudi Arabia and Egypt have all reconciled with Israel, while Hamas and Hezbollah have gradually lost their support. In this way, China's influence on the Middle East through Iran's impact is gradually weakening. This is what China does not want to see. Therefore, Hamas's methods of massacring villages, killing babies, and killing hostages in this war are very similar to the CCP's of tearing down the rich people of the Republic of China and massacring the people of the Republic of China in the 1920s and 1930s. According to experts, if Iran participates in the war after Putin returns to Russia, it is even more certain that China is instigating and adding fuel to the fire behind it. The Middle East is a test and detonation place for Russia and China. As the war expands, it is not good for China itself. The reason is that China is facing a major crisis, including an economic downturn, chaos in the entire bureaucratic system, international isolation, etc. If it continues challenging the U.S., the CCP's international relations will only worsen. The economy will worsen, and collapse is just around the corner. Experts believe Xi should have spent more attention at home to solve various problems caused by the system, but he continues challenging the international order. The CCP's provocative behavior in the South China Sea and the Taiwan Strait, as well as its support for different foreign factors such as Russia's war in Ukraine, the Taliban, North Korea's rocket launches, and Hamas, will push it into a dangerous situation and finally its own demise.
China and Russia plan to work together for a two-state solution for Israel and the Palestinians. A top Chinese envoy said on October 20th, China and Russia share the same stance on the Palestinian issue and plan to try to work together to cool the situation and help establish a two-state solution for Israel and the Palestinians. According to AP News, Zhai Jun, China's special envoy to the Middle East, spoke after a meeting on October 19th in Qatar with Mikhail Bogdanov, the Russian president's special representative for the Middle East and Africa. According to a statement released on October 20th by the Chinese Foreign Ministry, Zhai said, "The fundamental reason for the current situation of the Palestine-Israel conflict is that the Palestinian people's lawful national rights have not been guaranteed." Zhai said, China and Russia have the same position on the Palestine question, and China is ready to maintain communication and coordination with Russia to promote de-escalation of the situation. According to Xi, the two nations want to play a positive role in resuming talks for peace between Palestine and Israel, truly implementing the two-state solution, and promoting a comprehensive, just, and enduring solution to the Palestinian question at an early date. China sent Xi to the Middle East to push for a ceasefire between Israel and Hamas, in the latest sign of its ambition to play a larger role in the region. According to Russia's TASS state news agency, Russian Foreign Ministry said the two sides confirmed their unwavering focus on closely coordinating efforts for the political settlement of this and other crises in the Middle East and North Africa region. China, which sees the U.S. as too pro-Israel, has said it opposes attacks on civilians, but hasn't condemned the initial Hamas attack that started the latest war. Instead, it has called for an immediate ceasefire to protect civilians as Israel bombards Gaza before a possible ground invasion. Chinese Foreign Ministry spokesperson Mao Ning said on October 19th, "We believe that when dealing with hotspot issues in the international community, major powers should be objective and impartial." In his meeting with Bogdanov, Xi said Beijing was saddened by a great number of civilian casualties caused by the Palestine-Israel conflict and the sharp deterioration of the humanitarian situation in Palestine. Beijing describes Hamas as a resistance movement, not as a terrorist group as Israel and other countries do. Analysts say that China wants to position itself as a mediator and exert its influence in the region as the U.S. shifts its global attention elsewhere. But the latest Gaza war has drawn the U.S. back in, with President Joe Biden visiting Israel this week. The Chinese Foreign Ministry said, Xi also met with Qatar's Minister of State for Foreign Affairs, Mohammed Abdulaziz Al-Khulaifi. Mao, the Foreign Ministry spokesperson, said that Xi would travel to other Middle Eastern countries, but she didn't give any further details. According to a Chinese statement on their meeting, Egyptian Prime Minister Mustafa Madbouli told Chinese leader Xi Jinping this week that Egypt and other Arab countries highly appreciate China's consistent and just position on the Palestinian question and expect China to play a bigger role in solving the current crisis. Xi told Madbouli, who was in Beijing to attend a forum on China's Belt and Road Infrastructure Building Initiative, that the top priority is to stop the fighting and prevent it from causing a severe humanitarian crisis. He said China stands ready to strengthen coordination with Egypt and other Arab countries to work for a comprehensive, just, and enduring solution to the Palestinian question.
Don't forget to comment in the section below to share your opinions on today's topic with us. Make sure to like and subscribe to see more interesting topics from Understand China, and thank you for tuning in.